My friends, hello. Today, let's talk about management versus leadership and really what the difference between those two are. Over the last many months, as we've been doing these Moments with Matthew videos together, one of the things that I've talked about repeatedly is leadership, and that managers can bridge to being leaders, and that managers and leaders are not the same thing. This comes as a foreign concept to some people, though. There was a gentleman who provides me counsel and helps me to make sure that I'm staying true and honest to myself and to my clients and so forth. And he asked me, he said, I don't get it. You say in your website, management is not leadership. Like, help me understand what you mean there. And he referenced Peter Drucker and all the wonderful work that Peter Drucker had done in his life, and really had the mentality that management and leadership are synonymous. And while that may have been true in the 80s and the 90s, it's really not true anymore. That management is a function and leadership is a behavior. That's really how I look at it. Managers, good, strong managers, are good at process, are good at getting things done. They're good at numbers. They have a team of people that they drive and they get results. And good, strong managers, they do that consistently. Leaders, on the other hand, motivate, inspire, empower, help their people to feel ownership in the work that they're doing, and go beyond the scope of the job description so that everyone is better off as a result. They empower people to take charge of opportunities, to take charge of initiatives, to grow, to learn, to become leaders for themselves. And that is the difference between management versus leadership. Can a manager be a leader? Absolutely. Does a leader have to be a manager? No. They do not have to be the same thing. They are not one and the same at all. Management and leadership are two very different things. And so as I was sharing this with the gentleman who was asking about it, it was a little bit of a foreign concept to him that management and leadership were not this one and the same. But when I shared this explanation, he said, it's really, I get it. And from that context, that makes sense. Now, everyone has a different context of what leadership is. And so I also acknowledge that there's not one right path to being a leader. This is my definition. Motivate, inspire, empower, help people to go be other leaders for themselves and those around them. The other piece that comes with that is, at least in the context that I provide, leadership doesn't just take place in the business context. You can be a leader in your community, you can be a leader in your family, you can be a leader with your friends, you can be a leader in every aspect of your life. And the reality is, we're all tasked and charged and responsible with being leaders from time to time. Anytime one of your friends says, I don't know, what do you want to do? That's them saying, I don't have ownership of this situation, I'm giving you ownership. And when they're giving you ownership as the leader, you have responsibility to now go do something with that. So we're all leaders in our lives. We're all leaders in multiple aspects of our lives. The challenge is, how do we behave like leaders in the moment when we're forced to lead? And really, what does it mean for each person to be a leader? Is being a leader about being compassionate? Is being a leader about being empathetic? Is being a leader about listening to other people? Or is being a leader about, just being task oriented? For some individuals, that's the case. We all have different contexts. We all have different frameworks that we operate from. I'm suggesting that the difference between management and leadership is that managers are really good at processes and getting things done, and leaders are really good at motivating, inspiring, and empowering and helping people to be more than they are today. So for you, as you're thinking about what leadership means to you, think about these contexts and incorporate them in your own life. And then also, maybe you want to say, you know what, that's a bunch of crap and I don't believe in it. And that's okay too, because you have your own definition of leadership. The most important thing is we behave like leaders. And if we identify what leadership means to us, we can behave with integrity, consistently, and be the leader for those around us that we need to be.